Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Insider channel, coming at you from the Crypto Insider compound in Austin, Texas. Here at the Crypto Insider channel, we don't do soap operas, riddles, or try to sell you coffee mugs. What we, but what we do is, what we do? Oh no. What we do is donate to charity for each new subscriber to the channel. So you actually cost us money here just by hitting that subscribe button. Our model's a little bit backwards from everyone else's. So just by hitting the subscribe button, you donate to charity. What you're seeing on the screen before you is our last donation, 22 subscribers between last night and this morning. And that's great news. There you go. There's the harp. The harp likes it. If the harp likes it, you can't argue with the harp. But we appreciate it, and we hope that you're enjoying the content. Speaking of enjoying the content, I get accused. Yesterday's or last night's video had the account of or the price $28 in the title. So I start to get comments about, oh, this is clickbait. This is clickbait because it has $28 in the title, and it's not $28 right now. So obviously you're misleading me. And I went back and watched the video, and the onus of this is on me. So I'd like to apologize. When we do when I was looking at the chart and analysts do the Fibonacci retracements level, $28 is the highest one. So that number is coming from him, not me. It's not a number I made up. If you look at the video I did a day before that, the amount 6 cents is in the title. Nobody accuses me of doing clickbait when I put 6 cents in a title, but if I put $28, that's clickbait. so I'm going to start including. I'm going to change the description on my videos to say, hey, anytime we talk about price, these are possibilities, not probabilities. They all come from chart analysts, not me. I am not a chart analyst, and I don't make up numbers. Although some people do think that chart analysis is just making up numbers. And so, speaking of the highs of $28 and the lows of 6 cents, I wanted to cover two stories today that are kind of opposite each other, just so you can see how crypto news works. The first story we have is an ad to get our crypto brief daily. Let's just refresh that. It's the Block Crypto, and the article is from December 30 by Yogita Khatri. And Ripple plans to expand partnerships with Brazilian banks in 2020. Obviously, we know they have a new ODL corridor coming on in South America. And we've covered articles by Yogita before. Blockchain payments firm Ripple, which recently hit a valuation of $10 billion, is targeting more partnerships with Brazilian banks in the coming year. The firm's current focus is to coordinate with banks and regulators in the country to make remittances more efficient. Ripple launched operations in Brazil earlier this year and already has partnerships with Santander, Bradesco, Rendimento, and other banks in the country. And then it goes on to talk about how the payments processed via RippleNet or ODL. I don't know what solution is going to be used by who, but that they could cost only 10% of the amount that's currently being charged by the banks using the Swift messaging system. So that's good. That's basically good news for Ripple. You think, oh, that's utility. That's going to be good news for XRP. Then you look at an article from 5 hours ago from News BTC, who usually has pretty nice articles on XRP. And even though this is kind of a negative connotation for Ripple and XRP, it's still a nice article from Joseph Young. XRP, Ripple's native cryptocurrency, which increased by more than 15% in merely 2 days, will be delisted from Bitbox. The exchange is operated by Japan's biggest messaging application, LINE. Why is XRP being delisted and what impact will it have? And then they gave a reason. We keep a constant watch on all coins that are being traded on Bitbox. If a coin does not meet our standards based on its performance, reliability, liquidity, or law and regulatory requirements, it will be delisted from our exchange. To protect your assets and interest, we provide sufficient notice before delisting, says Bitbox. And then it goes on to talk about SBI Holdings. Ripple's maintained a strong presence in Japan, and I think they'll continue. I don't think Bitbox is the only exchange in Japan. The low liquidity or volume of XRP could be exclusive to Bitbox, and that users on the exchange are particularly not interested in trading XRP more than other major trading platforms in Japan. Regardless, all major XRP trading pairs on Bitbox will be delisted by January 16th, which include XRP against BTC, ETH, and USDT. Look, and the timing is awkward because there was just a breakout yesterday. There was a pretty strong rally they're saying, and so it's weird to announce this today. Maybe they had it planned in advance and they just went along with it. Look, this sort of thing happens in fintech and banking all the time. I can't tell you how many customers we've had. At the company I work for, they'll say, you know what, we're tired of you, we're tired of this, and you don't live up to our standards. And then 6 months later, they'll say, "We were only kidding. We fired that whole team, and now we want." They sort of come crawling back. I mean, maybe it's not even something so emotionally driven as that. Maybe they think they have a better thing somewhere else. They try it out, and it's not. Or they run in parallel. This solution from you and that solution from them, and yours wins sometimes and theirs loses sometimes, and vice versa. So who knows what the reasons really are? If there's no volume on it, or Bitbox was not making money on XRP, and let's face it, it's been really descending for 2 years now. So it's hard. A lot of exchanges have actually gone out of business entirely from in the crypto market. So I wouldn't read into this too much as far as being bad news for Ripple or XRP, but I just wanted to show you the difference between two stories. So really, it's easy. Depending on what story I wanted to read to you, like if I was a Bitcoin maxi, I would not have read you the Brazil story. If I was an XRP maxi, I would not have. I am bullish on XRP. I would not have read you this Japan story because each one can be used to create a narrative. I'm trying to put out all the stories and show you how media works a little bit. Just what I get out of it. And this is all opinion. I'm not a registered financial advisor, certified financial planner, tax accountant, broker. I'm none of that. I'm just a guy that's worked in fintech, is putting out videos on what I think. Speaking of what I think, I wanted to go over CBDCs for a moment. There's a whole argument out there. Are central bank digital currencies a threat to XRP? I don't think so. My personal opinion is this. Look, these countries having control over a digital currency, the currency is pretty much already digital. Nobody's driving around in, well, I guess there are armored cars, but nobody's really interested in hoarding a lot of cash usually. So these things that happen are all digital transfers. And when you're talking about central banks, if you're talking about a central bank that does a lot of currency manipulation, like China, or quantitative easing, like the U.S., uh, whether they've manipulated fiat or manipulated a digital currency, does it really matter at the end of the day? What the whole trust aspect isn't there, and these countries are not going to trust each other more because they have a digital currency. They will find ways to manipulate and to do what they can to advance their agendas. The nice thing about XRP validators is they don't belong to a political party. They don't belong to a Saudi royal family. They don't belong to anybody. They don't care. They're interested in keeping track of the ledger, validating the transactions. That's it. They don't have a political agenda, a religious agenda. I have to say that we think here that an independent currency is a way to go. Now maybe everybody could come out with their their central bank decentralized currency, and then the governments could get together and form pacts or consortiums and set up trusted exchanges. But still, as soon as there's sanctions or an issue somewhere, a geopolitical destabilizing event, then the currencies become volatile based on one thing in one area, and I don't know. I see it as a duplication of efforts myself, and I don't think it's necessary. It might be a fun exercise for them to do, but and they're far behind. Ripple has first mover status, meaning they've been doing this for a long time. They came to our company in 2016 for regulatory advice. They've been looking down the path, knowing this is coming for years and years and years. Uh, I don't see who's going to be able to compete with them in the short term from the private sector. The public sector is a little different. They have a lot of money to throw at something if they want to, but I I don't see what the use is going to be. We'll see as time goes on. And I know there's a big exchange between some YouTubers and Maddie Greenspan, and I'm not going to jump in on that, but it's not something that I think we have to worry about, at least in the next 4 or 5 years, because even if they do offer or are able to come up with their central bank digital currency, there's no exchanges in place set up to transfer this stuff around. I mean, they still have to do that. They still have to get people to accept it and convert it. It's not any different than Ripple trying to open these ODL corridors. They're going to have to do the same thing. So I I think it's redundant. We'll see, though. I don't know. This is just my opinion. Reading through the stories the little bit that I have. Um, One thing we didn't look at today, and I'll just look at it right here on this news story. XRP price 7%. I don't know if that's for the hour or for the week or what there. But we're up on the week quite a bit more than 0.07%. So it's probably for the hour. 0.2107. So we pulled back a little bit off the high that we had yesterday. That's common. Even if we're in a bullish cycle, even if there was a trend reversal, it doesn't go straight up. It'll go up. It'll come down a little bit, then it'll go back up. So I don't want to say that we are in a bullish cycle. I just want to say that, and before I say trend reversal, I'd like to be at 0.27, 0.27. That to me will signal that we have added a lot of value onto the XRP token, and that we're solidly out of the descending resistance. Some people have a much lower number. Some people are saying, 0.23, 0.22. Some people think we've already crossed it, crossed the resistance, and we did. I'm pretty sure we did yesterday. But I get more optimistic the further we get away from the resistance trend line. And even if we crossed it yesterday, we just barely crossed it probably, or I don't know that we shot past it. So, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and pop them in the comment section, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. As long as it's civil, and even if you disagree with me, we'll still leave the comments up. We're not dictators in that regard. So go ahead, let us know what you think. Hit the like and subscribe button and donate to charity. Have yourself a nice Tuesday afternoon, and we will see you tomorrow.